Let's bring in Dominick Tavella, founder, president of Diversified Private Wealth Advisors. Thanks a lot for coming on. Why don't we just start with your general takeaway from today's market session?
Well, we kind of anticipated this, and I give credits to your prior guest. We were on your show a couple of weeks ago, and we were warning the viewers and our own clients that, we had the coronavirus ahead of us at that time. We had stimulus that maybe not was coming from Washington. And most important, we had an election coming right down the road. So we expected a 5 to 10% pullback in the markets. And to that point, we made sure that we had a little dry powder, a little excess reserves sitting in money market cash, ultra short maturity government bonds. We wanted a little protection in the client portfolios. So today, maybe a final washout. There might be a little bit more here to go, but anticipated this, hoping that actually it would happen so that we would have the resources available to put them to work and to buy some really terrific companies out there.
And so how does today's sell-off differ in your mind from previous ones we've seen, this past summer, even back in the spring? Do you see maybe this is being more short-lived and we'll have a quick turnaround, or eventually we'll get some sort of a return back to some of those highs we've seen? How are you viewing that?
Sure. So we hit a high, I think around early September in the S&P 500. We rolled right over at about 35 and change to about 32 and change. We came back and retested that high on the S&P on October 12th or so, and we didn't break it. We rolled right over, and here we are again in that 3,200 range. So I'm hoping we hold 3,200 on the S&P 500, and then right after the election, ironically, we figure out who eventually is going to lead this country, and as such, it'll calm people down. We have great therapeutics that are in the pipeline. We have the vaccine coming in, hopefully by the end of November, early December. I think that starts to take a lot of the stress out of and risk out of people's mentality, and we can start really focusing on an economy that at least so far has given us corporate earnings so far have been actually much better than analysts had been expecting.
And one thing you've been looking for as a potential catalyst is going to be the holiday shopping season, and you're looking at names like UPS and Amazon. So is this something we've got Amazon earnings coming up here. We've got a lot of the things coming up. Is this sort of the next big market moving event once we get through the election to you?
So look at what's going on with the virus, right? We obviously have an all-time high now in the country, and it seems that at least some places are going to have to shut down, even if it's temporary. But if you think about the consumer that represents 60% of our economy, are they really going to go within a couple of weeks, a month, or a month and a half? Are they really going to go to the malls like they did a year ago or 2 years ago? I think if you look at the Amazons, the Walmarts, the Targets, these companies are really well positioned to take advantage of e-commerce. And the companies that deliver the packages, the FedExes, the UPSs, you have to think about where is commerce going to be? Where is the consumer going to be in the next 30, 60 days? So I have a feeling that some of the things will calm down. We'll see the consumer come back into the pipeline, and these companies that we've mentioned off are really positioned to take advantage of it. And the fact that they got hit pretty hard today and over the last couple of weeks, but pretty hard, I think you're going to be able to buy them at pretty discounted prices.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Dominick. That's actually some great things for us to focus on, and I think it's a relief to have someone finally looking at least past the election, because that seems to be front and center for everybody, giving us an idea of what we should be focusing on next, and some pretty big names out there.
This too shall pass, right? This too shall pass.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Dominick. That was Dominick Tavella, founder and president of Diversified Private Wealth Advisors.